Who's that guy? Who's that guy? Are you 6 months old? Jackson, say, I'm 6 months old. I'm 6 months old. Is that so exciting? Okay guys, so Jackson is 6 months old. I cannot believe that. Daddy's in the room. Can you believe that, Daddy?
No.
Half a year.
No.
Half a year.
Too much. Too quick.
Too fast.
Slow down.
Seriously, we celebrated his half birthday with a present and a candle and half birthday pictures. This month, the biggest thing I can say is he went through the leap of relationships and distance. And so it was a very, very clingy, I don't like anyone but mom and dad month, preferably mom only month. Most of the time, like, he's fine. He wants daddy or mommy. Sometimes he has days where he absolutely only wants mommy, and it's a little sad because he won't even let his grandparents, like my dad, stepmom, or Justin's parents, like, he gets to the point sometimes where he won't let them even hold him, and they see him like every week. Even his swim teacher, who he sees every week, he even had a day where he was like, just no. But he is right out of what just happened? Might have to leave that in there. He's right on target for like the sunnier weeks coming up in his Wonder Weeks app, and they are right because he is finally better and not so clingy. But we had his whole 5th month was like drama to the extreme. He also didn't want to play a lot in the 5th month. He started in the 4th month sitting up unassisted for very brief periods of time. And during his 5th month, he developed being able, he sits up by himself most of the time. Sometimes he falls. Most of the time he'll catch himself, but the biggest reason he's been falling now is you give him something like this, or he picks something up, and he automatically wants to lean back and start eating it. And I've been letting him, because this pad is so like padded and gel, and he falls like he's got a turtle shell on his back, so he kind of falls back rocking, so it's not an abrupt fall with like his head banging the floor. So I've been letting him fall so that he kind of learns, like, mom's not going to be there to catch you every time, but only in safe environments. I also let him do it on the bed. So he has, yeah, I mean, the 5th month was kind of boring, right? He didn't want to play. He was just so grouchy for most of the month, and he just wanted mommy. We had a lot of baby wearing. I did increase his food to 3 times a day before 6 months, and it helped so much with his GERD doing it that way. And I mean, like, so much to where you guys might notice in our vlogs, we're not having to wear bibs all the time now, just right after eating. It's not constantly wearing them. Now, though, he's drooling so much, still no teeth, but he's drooling so much, though, he needs bibs for his drool. Otherwise, his whole outfits get wet and soggy, and it sits on his skin. I don't like that. But for his GERD, we have not had any breathing issues since the food got bumped up where he stops breathing in his sleep. We have not, he's gagging himself on the toy. We haven't had, we haven't had any projectile vomit, really, just an occasional minor one. I can't think of anything else with his GERD. And he also had his GERD bumped up, so that helped too, but he had his GERD medicine bumped up, so that helped too. His GERD bumped up, what? So, towards the end of his 5th month, he did start becoming happier, which you can tell now he's finally happier again. He started playing again. Also, in the 5th month, he stopped rolling. Like, I didn't understand. And I talked to the doctor about it. I'm like, I don't understand. He's been rolling since he was 2 months old. And he just stopped. And he would lay there and scream and want me to roll him. And she said it's just like his brain, the way it's developing and everything he's going through, he's going to do things like that, especially before he starts doing stuff like, you know, sitting up unassisted, like that's it. He sits up, you know, and which did happen this month. His language, he said, he started to mimic our words a lot more. And this was like, was it his 6th-month birthday or no? It was after, so I'll talk about next month. He's sucking on this elephant trunk. He's so silly.
He's chewing on the ear.
Oh my God. He's so silly. Yeah, he's just become really towards the end of the month, just like blossomed out of his grumpy phase into this like really active baby again. The rolling started again right before the end, right before he became 6 months. Another thing I talked to the pediatrician about besides the rolling was the fact that we are, and later tonight I'm going to film my faves, so you guys will have seen or will see the Merlin Magic sleep suit. He took forever, like swaddling him, the transition. I tried all the things they suggested. It was a nightmare. I showed you guys in another update, he would thrash around, throw himself, like he could not sleep without being swaddled. That Merlin Magic suit was a total lifesaver for us. And I got it on Amazon. So, and the doctor told us last time, by the time he's at the end, or like by the time he's at 5 months, that Moro reflex or whatever the thing is, the startle reflex would be gone. So now he can't sleep by himself without the suit now. Like he doesn't thrash around like that, but he does wake up a lot more often, and you can tell he just doesn't like sleeping without that sleep suit. So it concerned me. I was like, why can't he just sleep like a normal baby without that? And she said babies that are early and babies that love to swaddle, which tends to be babies that were born early like him, they just really seek that comfort, and there's nothing wrong with it. And as long as it's safe, then just let him keep using it. So I guess we're going to have to use the instructions say you're not supposed to use that sleep suit, not once they're rolling, but once you've seen them roll in it. And he did do that the other day, but he rolled in it and then he was up like this, and like it wasn't any different than if he had rolled not in the suit. So I don't feel like it restricts him in a way that he would like suffocate or something being on his stomach. So I don't know, we might buy the next size up, but he's still like, we've tried sleep sacks, but he wakes up so much more in the night and stuff like that, or without anything. So I don't know. I'm like, I feel like he's going to be 12 years old in a Merlin Magic sleep suit I had to make. Like, I don't know, like he just does not like sleeping without that comfort. So yeah, I'm trying to think, because this month has been so like just drab, because he's just had attitude and like he's been so just cranky. I cannot think, like I feel like a lot happened, but I can't think of what happened because all I can remember is how cranky and sad he was most of the month. Can you think of anything? Besides, he sat up. He did start at the end of 5 months from a sitting position, started pulling himself up on really low things. And even though this is 6 months now, today, even though he's 6 months and wow, is he like 6 months in it's today, what's today? Monday? So he's like 6 months and a few days. It's not a week yet. But today I found him in his crib sitting up. He sat himself up by himself and was trying to pull up on the railing and stand up. So, and he's standing right now. I was like, he's insane. He also, did he start standing during the 5th month, or was that 4 months? It's hard to remember.
I think it was 4.
4 months he started sitting up unassisted.
Yeah, because he was sitting up unassisted, and you were able to like hold him by his hips, and he was standing on his
So I think it was 5 months when he had just turned 5 months. So this is something, he was holding on to his little table, which I put the legs on because he preferred me to hold him at the waist. So he could use the table rather than the seated position. And he started smacking my hand like over and over again, like let go of me. And I was like, son. And so I was like, okay. And I was going to let go of him and then be ready to catch him, be like, see. But I let go and he just kept standing there and playing. So if you put him on something like that or something he can grab, he can stand unassisted, again, like the sitting, for brief periods of time before he falls. Like the sitting was last month. So it was just like so shocking to me. He had just turned 5 months old and he was just standing up by himself, holding on to stuff, playing with his little car thing. But eventually he does fall. He likes to stand up on his his dinosaur. It's like the little dinosaur rocker we have for him. We're in his playroom right now, and we are going to be putting a pull-up bar, like a, I just went blank on what that, a Montessori style pull-up bar with the mirrors. So we will be putting that up here for him. But, he's a crazy man. So yeah, I would say that's pretty much the GERD got so much better. We're eating 3 times a day. There is not anything he really doesn't like. He will pretty much eat anything. I cannot think of something he doesn't like. What was the other thing? So yeah, eating 3 times a day, GERD's better, standing unassisted. Yeah, I'm sorry, you guys. I'm just like, I cannot think of anything else. And then he's sitting unassisted without falling now too. It's just been like a crazy month, and I feel like I said every month. But this one has just been like, he's just been so grumpy, and it was almost like he was a different baby. Like I was like, who is this baby? And I feel like our families were like that too, because he's always just gone to everyone. He loves my dad, and he just was like, ah! Anytime somebody came near him, and like it was just like, even I think like the first time he did it to my dad, we had gone over there and he was sitting in my lap like this. My dad come home, and he was doing that to my stepmom, but we thought for sure he wouldn't do it to my dad. And so my dad came home and he was like, I'm gonna get, and he just got close to Jackson. Jackson was like, ah! And we were like, what? And it was like all night he would not let anyone hold him. And he's just, and then I had left him with my mother-in-law to go shoot some engagement pictures for my sister-in-law. And he did good when I was at the house. But as soon as I started walking, I told him bye, but as soon as I started walking out the door, I heard him start whimpering. I was like, should I turn around? No, I need to do it. We told people to do when I worked at daycares and college and preschools, just tell the parents, you told them bye, walk out the door. So I did that. And so it's funny because my sister-in-law was like, hey, do you want to go get something to eat? We want to, take you to dinner to thank you. And I was like, I would, but I have a feeling your mom's going to be a little frazzled. And she wasn't frazzled. She just, when I got back, I was like, how did he do? Did he cry? And she was like, oh my God. She was like, I couldn't calm him down. And she said, and this is another thing he did this month when he didn't want somebody to touch him or hold him, or he was being forced to do something he didn't want to do. If people talked to him or even spoke, it was like, wah! Even louder and worse than it was before. She was like, every time I tried to talk, he just started screaming louder. So I just stopped talking to him. And she said finally she had put him in his bouncy chair that I had taken out there. And she said it's like, he was like, okay, this is familiar. And it calmed him down, but he still wouldn't let her hold him. He just had to stay in his bouncy chair and drink his bottle till I got back. So, I mean, it was just like, that's how the whole month was. We went to my cousin's daughter's birthday party, and there were some family members that still hadn't met him, and they were super excited to meet him and hold him because they see all these pictures online of all my friends holding him, like all our family members holding him. He's just a cuddly, lovey baby, and he's never cared about anyone holding him. And then we take him to the party, and the family members that had met him wanted to hold him, and he was just like, it's just like so dramatic. So I'm just gonna have to splice this in somewhere because I remembered more stuff for his update while I was filming What's in My Diaper Bag. One, he's sitting in high chairs now, like in restaurants and stuff. It's so crazy. And he's also enjoys swinging in the swing at the park. So I wanted to share that with you guys because that's been so fun. He loves sitting in these high chairs at restaurants and sitting at the table with us like a big boy, which before he could only sit in his high chair that had the high back, and now in restaurants he can sit in high chairs that like don't have a back really, like a high back. And the other thing is clothing. He is wearing 6-month clothing finally. He does still fit in some 3-month, and he does wear 3 to 6 month clothing still as well. But for the most part, his 3-month clothing he's outgrown. There are a few brands that run bigger that he still wears in 3 months, but I packed most of his like stuff like that away, and he's just in 3 to 6 months to 6 months, mostly 6 months, because he doesn't have that many 3 to 6 months. So yeah, that's pretty much how our month has been. Also, he started right before he turned 6 months, he started crawling sideways. He's always inch bugged forwards, just very slowly a little bit, but he would do what I would consider, he does what I consider crawling. He started doing that in the 5th month, sideways. It's just like a crab walk, but sideways. That's how you would describe it, right? He like crab walks to the side to get toys. And it's not the spinning around he was doing. It's like crab walking to the side. I don't know how to describe it other than that. Like the legs, the arms, the legs, the arms, the legs, the arms, and his whole body moves to the side, not just like him spinning in a circle. So I don't know what's wrong with me. Of course, the day I filmed, my allergies would be terrible, but I'm going to I'm going to end this update because that's all I can think of. I'm sure you guys have seen him grow and change in our daily vlogs, and I can't wait to share his 7th month update with you guys. Well, I can't wait because I don't want him to get that big, but I can't wait to share it also because he's already doing so many, like it's like he turned 6 months and went on full blast with stuff. So anyways, we will see you guys later. Bye.